Hi there. It's April 14th and time for Proverbs 14. Yeah, more good Proverbs today. All right. Verse 1. The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands the foolish one tears hers down. So, whoever fears the Lord walks uprightly, but those who despise him are devious in their ways. All right. I'm going to highlight this part. Walks uprightly. Fool's mouth lashes out with pride, but the lips of the wise protect them, right? Know when to keep your mouth shut. That is wisdom right there. Mm-hmm. Where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox comes abundant harvest. Right? Or the manger is clean, right? Where there is no business, your shop is clean, right? But your money, your harvest comes from service, from work in your shop. So usually the dirtier a shop is, the more business they have, right? An honest witness does not deceive, but a false witness pours out lies, right? Lots of those out there now, man. A lot of them are in politics too. Mm-hmm. 6. The mocker seeks wisdom and finds none, but the knowledge comes easily to the discerning. Stay away from a fool, you will not find knowledge on their lips. Now that is a wise statement, right? See, these people, you stay away from them, okay? You're not going to change them, okay? It's not going to happen. Just stay away from them. You will find no knowledge there. 8. The wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways, but the folly of fools is deception. Right? Deceit. Wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways. Right? Do you think before you act? Fools don't. 9. Fools mock at making amends for sin, but goodwill is found among the upright. Fools don't care. 10. Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy. I knoweth the bitterness of the soul, says over here. A man's conscience is witness of his own grief, so another cannot feel the joy and comfort which a man feeleth in himself. Right? You can go through the same thing somebody else is going through, and you won't know exactly how they feel. Okay? Every person is different. God created every person to be unique, right? And they have different life experiences, and you can't feel what they feel, whether joy or bitterness. Okay? You can empathize, but you can't feel it. Okay? Each heart knows its own bitterness. 11. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. I'm using the word upright in here instead of righteous today. There's a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. I'm used to seems right to a man, right? But the issues thereof are always death, are the ways of death. You need to consult the Lord before you do anything, right? More of that. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief. It goes along with this one here. Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy. And you may be laughing on the outside, right? But it ends in grief. 14. The fatherless will be fully repaid for their ways, and the good rewarded for theirs. faithless, I said fatherless. The faithless will be fully repaired for their ways. Got that? And the good rewarded for theirs. Be faithful, right? The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. That's true. Now, the simple and foolish are two different things, okay? Simple are people that just don't know. Foolish are people that do it on purpose. They want to be like that. 16, the wise fear the Lord and shun evil, but a fool is hot-headed and yet feels secure. You know somebody that's hot-headed? Right? Always looking for a fight. Quick-tempered person does foolish things, and the one who devises evil schemes is hated. Hasty to anger and a busybody. Man of imaginations. And it says over here, gossips, busybodies, okay? You would pray for patience, right? Try that. He will give you situations in which you have to be patient, right? So you can learn patience. Highlight that just for yeah. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. You want to be the latter one, right? You want to be crowned with knowledge. 19, evildoers will bow down in the presence of the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. It says no. If this come not daily to pass, we must consider that it is because of our sins which let God's working. Sooner or later, this will happen, okay? Evildoers will bow down in the presence of the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. 20, the poor are shunned even by their neighbors, but the rich have many friends. You think that's true? I mean, people tend to stay away from people that can't do anything for them, right? Rich people have friends. Why? Until they're not rich anymore, right? Are they friends with you, or are they friends with your money? And the influence that money brings. I don't think those are the kind of friends I want to have. It is a sin to despise one's neighbor, but blessed is the one who is kind to the needy. Blessed is the one who is kind to the needy. Despise one's neighbor. Neighbors are supposed to help each other, right? 22. Do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. Right. People that plot evil always, sooner or later, they will always get caught, right? 23, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty, right? All hard work brings profit. That's an excellent saying. Never look down on somebody who's working, no matter what their job, because they are working, okay? It's very important. 24, the wealth of the wise is their crown, but the folly of fools yields folly. Folly, the foolishness of fools yields foolishness. Right? The wealth of the wise is their crown. It says here, if you follow wisdom, wealth will follow. It says that all over Solomon. Okay? That's kind of the key of Solomon is if you follow wisdom and fear the Lord first, wealth will follow. Okay? And it doesn't mean more money than you can use. It means just enough so you'll never be in need, right? 25, a truthful witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful, right? Somebody that's saying they saw something that wasn't true, right? That's how Jesus was crucified. False witnesses. I heard him say this. I heard him say that. And it was lies. Okay? It was lies. 26, whoever fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for their children it will be a refuge, right? Are your parents Christians? There's a fortress there, right? 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. It's true. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life. What did Jesus say? Drink my water and you will never be thirsty again. 28, a large population is a king's glory, but without subjects, a prince is ruined, right? Kings are only kings as long as everybody follows them. If everybody stops following them, they're not a king anymore, right? 29, whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly or foolishness, right? He that is slow to wrath is great of wisdom, but he that is of an hasty mind exalteth folly. There you go. Patience, right? Waiting. Again, with the patience. I like that too. 30, a heart of peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Boy, that's true. Envy. Right? Your heart can be at peace, right? If you have just enough and you're not worried about tomorrow. The biggest problem is people worry about tomorrow and they don't live today. Okay? Jesus said tomorrow would take care of itself. Live for today. It's important. We studied that yesterday in Luke. 31, whoever oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. Important thing. There are people that oppress the poor. They look down on them, kick them when they're down. They show contempt for God. If you're kind to the needy, you honor God who made them, right? And there's some that believe, and it's in the Bible, that they are put there to test you. Okay? 32, when calamity comes, the wicked are brought down, but even in death, the righteous seek refuge in God. All right. When it says when calamity comes, doesn't say if, it says when. 33, wisdom reposes in the heart of the discerning, rests. And even among fools, she lets herself be known. Is known in the midst of fools, forasmuch as they are convicted thereby and put to silence. Wisdom rests or reposes in the heart of the discerning. 34, righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people. Right? Are there any righteous nations now? Who knows? I mean, we're getting towards the end time, so bad or worse than it's ever been, like in the days of Noah. A king delights in a wise servant, but a shameful servant arouses his fury. That's true, right? So there you go. That's Proverbs 14. Highlights. I highlighted some stuff in here. Right? Whoever fears the Lord walks uprightly. Right? But those who despise him are devious in their ways. Right? You can find a Christian, a true Christian, any Christians around, you can go up to them and talk to them. Right? They will be upright, they will be friendly, they will be helpful. And 4, where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox comes abundance or harvest. Right? Where there are no cars, the auto shop is clean and empty. but the money comes from the cars, right? In an auto shop or any business for that matter. Farming is a business. Right? 7, highlighted, stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips. Right? And people you just want to stay away from. And they're usually carrying signs and prideful and arrogant and boasting about stuff they don't really know nothing about. Right? 10 is highlighted, each heart knows its own bitterness and no one else can share its joy. Right? 13 goes with it, even in laughter the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief. Right? And you make somebody feel better for a while, but the grief will return. Right? And you can't know exactly how anybody feels, right? You can get close and you can empathize, but only God can know exactly how they feel because He created them. 17 is highlighted, a quick-tempered person does foolish things, and one who devises evil schemes is hated. All right. It says over here, a busybody, man of imaginations who devises evil schemes. Patience, okay? Pray for patience. There's another patient one down here. Right? Whoever is patient has great understanding, but he who is quick-tempered displays folly. 29. Right? A quick-tempered person does foolish things. One who devises evil schemes. I see how those go together. 20. The poor are shunned even by their neighbors, but the rich have many friends. Okay. Now you could be rich in other ways than money, okay, and have friends. Okay. It says rich, doesn't say wealthy. Okay. Being wealthy is having enough of everything. Okay. I think being rich is just having more money than you can spend, and people want some of it. 22 is highlighted. Do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. Find. Those who plan evil always go astray because it's evil, right? And 23 is important. All work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. There's somebody that talk. Someday. Well, today's the day, right? Okay, we did that one. Envy rots the bones. A heart of peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Right? You pray for peace. God talks about giving you peace all over the Bible, okay? Peace and rest, right? You can find that in Jesus, right? And envy rots the bones. Always wanting what somebody else has, that will rot the bones, okay? Instead of being thankful for what you have. Okay? 32, when calamity comes, the wicked are brought down. Right? When, not if, when. Calamity will come, okay? There you go. That's Proverbs 14. So, stay tuned later today. We are, I believe, in Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12. So, give us a like if you think about it. Okay? And we'll do we're down to 104, I believe, of our Through the New Testament in here. We'll do that later on today. But until then, keep the faith. See ya.